Hello friends, welcome back to VOWIAS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 15th of February 2022 and now we are going to discuss 5 MCQs based on the current affairs. So चलिए शुरू करते हैं. But first, a small information. We are providing Vision Prelims Test Series summary, Vision Monthly Magazine summary, okay? And you can subscribe to these summaries by visiting our Telegram channel. And also, the document of the discussion will be available in our Telegram channel. You can go and download it at free of cost. The Telegram channel details are there in the description. Now let's look at the first question. Consider the following statements regarding koalas. First one, koala is a arboreal marsupial. Second one, they are endemic to Silent Valley National Park in Kerala. So recently they were in news as they were classified as endangered. So that's why this question is asked. So first A only, second option 2 only, third option both 1 and 2, and fourth neither 1 nor 2. So if you see the correct option, it is A, 1 only. It is an arboreal marsupial. Recently, Australia has officially declared koalas as endangered species. During the catastrophe in 2019 bushfire in Australia, not known as the Black Summer, an estimated 60,000 koalas were impacted, with vast swatches of their habitat being black-necked and rendered unlivable. And the major threat to the spread of chlamydia, a sexually transmitted disease known to cause blindness and cysts in the koala's reproductive tract. So koala is an arboreal, that means it lives in trees. It lives in trees. Okay, marsupial basically is something which is born in a very incomplete state. This is called as marsupial. Okay, they are minute, hairless, and with hind limbs only partially formed. Around 2/3 of them live in Australia. The other live mostly in South America. Instead of placenta, the mother's milk nourishes the young and allows it to grow and develop. They share a number of characteristics with the wombats, who are their closest living relatives, including the backward facing pouch. The typical habitat for koalas is open eucalypt woodlands and the leaves of the trees that make up most of their diet. In terms of societal behavior, koalas are asocial animals and typically emotionally bonding and is seen between mothers and dependent offsprings. They are endemic to Australia, and due to low nutrient levels of the eucalyptus leaves they feed on, the koalas can sleep up to 18 hours each day, and IUCN status is vulnerable. These are the information that we need to know. Now let's move on to the next question. The second question, modified elephant, sometimes mentioned in media, is associated with which of the following? A host of illness that are specific to elephants. B, military exercises. C, hacking groups. And D, Iran's new ballistic missile. Modified elephant, it was in news. The correct option is C, hacking group. So recently, American cybersecurity firm Sentinel-1 has released a report on the modified elephant. So that's why it was in news. It is a hacking group that allegedly planted incriminating evidence on the personal devices of Indian journalists, human rights activists, human rights defenders, academics and lawyers. So that is called as modified elephant. So remember, this might be a potential question, because if you see this, it might look something it is related to biology or something. But if you see carefully, it is a cybersecurity worm. Next important question that we have is with regarding to the African Great Lakes. The Great Lakes of America is we know, but here even the African Great Lakes we have to know. The question is, first statement, the African Great Lakes are a series of lakes constituting the part of the Rift Valley Lakes in and around East African Rift. Second one, the largest lake in the world by volume, Lake Baikal, is part of the African Great Lakes. Which of the following are correct? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, neither 1 nor 2. You have to choose the correct option, and the correct option is A, 1 only, because Lake Baikal is in Russia. Lake Baikal is in Russia, so second option can be easily eliminated, but first statement basically is right. AGLs are a series of lakes constituting the part of the Rift Valley lakes in and around East African Rift. So the next variant of concern could come from the Great Lakes region of Central Africa. The countries of Burundi, Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo, according to a risk model developed by health analytics company Airfinity. Series of lakes constituting the part of the Rift Valley lakes in and around East African Rift, and they include Lake Victoria, which is the largest freshwater lake in the world, and Lake Tanganyika, which is the second largest in volume as well as the second deepest. Now let's look at the next question, the fourth question. Venkat Challaiah Commission, sometimes seen in news, is associated with A, review of the working of Indian Constitution, B, FCI reforms, C, pension scheme for unorganized sector, and D, dam rehabilitation and improvement project. Venkat Challaiah Commission? The correct option is A. It is related to reviewing of the working of Indian Constitution. Okay, reviewing of the working of the Indian Constitution. So recently there was a tussle between various state governments with their respective governors, highlighting the importance of Venkat Challaiah Committee and its recommendations. The National Commission for the Review of Working of Constitution was set up by the resolution of the Government of India in 2000. The 11-member commission was headed by Mr. M.N. Venkat Challaiah, who is the former Chief Justice of India, and the commission submitted its report in 2002. The committee recommended various measures. Okay, so remember there are various committees for these things. You have to know about Sarkaria Commission, Punchi Commission, Venkat Challaiah Commission, because sometimes they might not ask about the provisions, but they might ask a question, what is this committee related to? Okay. Now coming to this, the recommendations of the committee, if you see, strengthening the institutions of parliamentary democracy, working of legislature, executive, judiciary, the accountability problems of administrative, social, economic cost of political instability, exploring the possibility of stability within the discipline of parliamentary democracy. Next is electoral reform, standards in political life. Next is space of socio-economic change and development under the constitution. Next, promoting literacy, generating employment, ensuring social security, alleviating of poverty. Next, union-state relations. Next, decentralization, devolution. Next, enlargement of fundamental rights, effectuation of fundamental duties, effectuation of DPSPs, legal control of fiscal and monetary policies, administrative systems, and standards in public life. These are the various topics on which the committee has given report. Now let's move on to the next question, the fifth question. With who of the following were economic critics of colonialism in India? First, Dadabhai Naoroji. Second, G. Subramaniam Iyer. And third, R.C. Dutt. It's a previous year CSE question of 2015. You have to choose the correct option. A1 only, B2 only, B1 and 2 only, C2 and 3, and D 1, 2 and 3. The correct option is D 1, 2 and 3. All the three were the critics of economic colonialism in India. So, the Indian national movement was deeply rooted in an understanding of the nature and characteristic of colonial economic domination and exploitation. Its early leaders, known as moderates, they were the first in the 19th century to develop an economic critique of colonialism. They have raised awareness with regarding to the national, especially in the national agitation, using pamphlets, lectures, newspaper, drama, song, etc. And they have shown the world how we are being exploited by the British. Dadabhai Naoroji, if you say, he is known as the Grand Old Man of India, who was born in 1825 and was a successful businessman, but devoted his entire life and wealth to the creation of the Indian national movement in India. And his famous work, Poverty and Un-British Rule in India, this is a major critique of the economic exploitation of India. The drain of wealth theory was established by him. Next, R.C. Dutt, Ramesh Chandra Dutt, is a retired ICS officer, published the economic history of India at the beginning of 20th century, in which he examined in minute details how the colonial rule has established and how they have economically exploited us since 1757. Next, Subramaniam Iyer, G.S. Iyer, who is the founder of the Hindu newspaper that we read today in 1878. So he also have a Tamil newspaper called Swadeshi Mitran in 1882. Right? So this is all the information that we need to know, and these are the 5 questions. Now before we leave, a small information that Division Prelims Test Series Summary, you can get it just for ₹999. This will help in your revision, because as you know, the primary thing for prelims is revision. You have to go through each and every topic maybe 2 to 3 times especially, right? So this will definitely help you in that. If you have any questions, you can get back to us via comments or even in the Telegram channel. Okay, so that's it guys from our side. I'll see you again in the next video. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.